I wanted to make a video about NPCs, non-player characters, and I'm going to try and keep it under the 10-minute limit. I feel like I wanted to make this video because I read a lot of things about NPCs and people's opinions of them online that are not kind and not nice and not warranted. So if you believe that we're living in a simulation and that there are aspects to our reality that is similar to a video game, you probably have heard of NPCs, what they are, non-player characters, fill-in roles. And when you play a video game, you can be doing like a single one-player mission through the game, or you can join with other members and be like a team playing in the game. And NPCs are fill-in roles that kind of are placed into your path for a purpose of helping you learn something, move to the next stage, complete a mission. They're programmed to play a role in a storyline. So I sort of see reality as that. There are people here on spiritual missions or have destinies to accomplish, many different destiny pathways in some cases. And during these spiritual missions, NPCs are placed in their lives to either support or assist the player, or hinder the player, or affect the player in some way. And there are a lot of NPCs here in this reality. I think my husband is one. So they deserve love and compassion. Whether or not they have a soul, or whether or not their soul is different to people who are having spiritual missions, they're still human. They have a heart beating in their body. The human body has intelligences within it. The mind has an intelligence. The heart has emotion. The primal gut instinct has an intelligence. The subconscious has an intelligence. NPCs have all of these things. I've seen what an NPC is capable of when given the right amount of love and nurturance and patience. I think it's unfair that there is some sort of spiritual governance or storyline being played out for the NPCs to fill in those roles. Their free will is like either non-existent, or I'm not sure. It's not kind to manipulate and control them and take advantage of them. But there are some negative aspects to them that I've noticed. They're very easily socially programmed, like robots, a lot of them, like sheep. They find it hard to think for themselves and think outside the box of the programming that's been fed to them all their lives. I don't think they really think deeply on spiritual matters, such as where does the soul come from, or what happens to you when you die. When you talk to them about these topics, it just kind of goes way beyond them and over their head. They're not really programmed to contemplate those kind of things. They can be easily possessed by spirits or demons. They don't have spiritual protection. They can be used as puppets for evil agendas. They're easily infected by woke mind viruses. And they're easily sold and bought. They're easy to sell out. Karma doesn't seem to affect them as it does with people on spiritual missions. They're very influenced by the environment that they are in and grew up in. They're unable to see the bigger picture about what's going on in the reality that we're in. They're like fully plugged into the matrix, if you want to say. They're not very deep, not very thoughtful, not very sincere, not very authentic. Some of them I see tend to have pretty monotone, pedestrian, normal lives without a whole lot of events or dramas happening to them. They seem to be this kind of in the same sort of mood a lot of the time, kind of like unchanging. They don't seem to really grow emotionally or intellectually. They're easily persuaded. I've seen how some of them react to me. We can boost their energy, we can show them kindness and patience. I wouldn't spend too much time trying to enlighten them or wake them up as such. They're kind of asleep in life, some of them. I'm curious as to like the origins of their soul. I was told in June this year by somebody who I think is half delusional, half correct, that in 2022 this person claimed to have gone into the astral realm, into the admin room where the simulation is controlled from, and he claims to have reset the parameters of the game, of this reality. And when he did that, he claims that millions of souls were liberated from the simulation, and that the remaining people here in the simulation are a small group of people on spiritual missions, and the rest are NPCs. Their souls have left, been liberated, and it's just a kind of NPC, non-player character left behind here, and their role is just to fill in and assist people on spiritual missions. I didn't believe that when I first heard it. I thought that was delusional and cruel, and just not compassionate, and ridiculous that this person solely did that by themselves without a team of other people helping him to do this. But now I'm just looking at the world and society and looking at my life and the interactions I've had with certain humans, and I think there's some truth to it. I think the majority of people here are NPCs and government as well. You know, but I'm still going to treat them with dignity and respect. I think they deserve that. I'm grateful for the interactions I've had with them in my life and future interactions that I will continue to have with them. And it's very rare that I actually meet people who aren't NPCs, who I can have deep and meaningful conversations with, help support them, and I just spend my time and energy on them now. It's not my job to wake anybody up. It's not your job to wake everybody up here. There are already people awake who need to be awake. We can network with